Mukesh Aghi is the President and Chief Executive Officer of the US-India Strategic Partnership Forum. Sir, welcome on India Today. There is an Indian delegation currently in the United States to discuss tariffs. How do you see US-India trade talks proceeding right now at a time when India's outrightly rejected US President Donald Trump's claims that Prime Minister Narendra Modi had a telephonic conversation with him and assured him that New Delhi will stop buying Russian oil?
Well, you have to understand both are separate issues. Trade is critical for India, for job creation, for investment. And for the US, Indian goods are very critical also for that market. So I think trade agreement will come to a conclusion, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. And as far as India basically denying Trump's claim that he had a call with PM Modi yesterday, and where Prime Minister committed that he will stop buying Russian oil. I think you have to understand that you will see a lot of hyperbole coming from the president, and we need to have a thick skin and not react to it. And this is more for the opposition in India, because you have to look at what's good for the country. And if you start basically playing politics within domestic environment, where you are targeting the prime minister by saying that you made a commitment to the president of the United States, I think that does not go well in an international arena.
Okay. So it's already mid-October. Are you confident, are you hopeful that a deal may be clinched by fall, by November? Because according to you, what are the major challenges that still remain? What are the hurdles right now?
Well, I think the challenge I see it is more of a style, not of substance, because both India has gone way out of its way to provide a lot of flexibility on the goods coming in, on the tariffs, and also working on the non-tariff barriers. I think the challenge is Trump is looking for headline news while we are caught up in nuts and bolts itself. So we need to look at what kind of headline news we can give to the president so he can move forward. Because what we have seen since April, India was one of the first countries early on when the prime minister met with the president in February to be able to conclude the deal. But every time Trump's people went back to the president, he kept on moving the goalpost. So I believe that when the prime minister goes to the ASEAN summit next week, and there's a sideline meeting with the President Trump, they should be able to wrap up the deal with some kind of an announcement. So that's the expectations we have at the moment.
Okay. Okay. I'll come to the headline news, or what can be the headline point that India can give to the US in just a moment. But I want to quote statistics of the Commerce Ministry. So India's merchandise exports to the US, for example, that's declined by 11.93%. It's declined to $5.46 billion, and that's in the month of September, where these 50% tariffs kicked in. Imports increased by 11.78% to about $3.98 billion. These figures seem to indicate that the US has become India's most adversely affected market since the tariff hikes began. Key sectors that we've spoken about, textiles, gems and jewelry, engineering goods, chemicals, they bear the brunt. So is there a long-term impact of this tariff escalation on US-India relationship?
Absolutely not. You have to understand these numbers fluctuates. And obviously the 50% tariff on Indian goods, especially on garments and gems and jewelries, did get impacted from an export perspective. But it is not, the relationship is not just only about tariff. We're looking at US investment coming into India. We're looking at US technology coming into India. The global capability centers are going up, and 60% are US. So I would say that the investment momentum has not slowed down from US into India, regardless of what percentage of tariffs we have. But more important is, I have talked to roughly 70 plus global CEOs in the last 2 months, and not a single one has made a statement to me that they will move the investment out of the country, or they'll move the supply chain out of the country from India itself. I think the commitment and the leverage of India stays on for the US CEOs.
Okay. So on the 8th of October, Indian American Congressman Ro Khanna, Congresswoman Deborah Ross, they led a 19-member delegation to urge US President Donald Trump to take immediate steps to repair the strained ties, to reverse these tariff policies. What are the signals, according to you, from both sides to bring temperatures down? What can you tell us about back-channel communication that's happening? You've talked about CEOs and their stance, but the White House?
Absolutely. I think when the president tweeted happy birthday greetings to the prime minister, that brought the temperature down. And he made a call to the prime minister. Since then, they talked a couple of times on multiple issues. The prime minister has congratulated the president on Gaza's success itself. And at the moment, there's a communication going on to see what India can do to basically bring a solution to Ukraine-Russian war itself. So I think there are communication happening, there are effort happening between the prime minister and the president, and also within respective ministries here and also in Washington, D.C. So I think those things have not slowed down. The focus is, yes, the White House, but otherwise the rest of the engine continues to move forward.
Okay.